Every once in a while, you have to come out of that boat and walk on faith. It wasn't that he was walking on the water towards Jesus. He was walking on the word of faith. He had enough in him to recognize who was out there. No matter what the circumstances, you're going to have to come out of the crowd. What's the crowd? The rest of the folks that stayed on the boat. They were in fear. This is what I've been saying about how we live in the day. In fear of everything that's being projected out there today. They got this coming and they got that coming and they're going to do this to us and they're going to do that to us, and we have this shortage coming and we have that shortage coming. But just remember, just as them Hebrew brothers, I'm going to continue to say this, folks, they were in the fire but not burnt because Jesus was with them. Even today, he's with us today. At first he was scared. And he said, Jesus, is that you? He said, it is I. Come out of the boat. What was he trying to see? It's the thing is, I feel like this. God is always trying to show us ourselves to ourselves. He already knows us. Jeremiah 1:5, right? For I already knew you. But a lot of times we don't know ourselves. We don't know what's capable in ourselves that we can do if we just step out there on faith. Stop being so scary. Step out there. That's what Jesus was telling them. Come out that boat with the rest of them scary folks. I'm calling you to do something. But you're never going to get to realize the blessings of you doing that if you stay in the boat and surround yourself with people who also want to stay in the boat and not step out on faith. Sooner or later, you're going to have to step out there on faith when you don't think nothing else is possible. And all you got left to do, as the Bible says, is to stand on the word. What's the good word of the day? Step out of the boat. That's the good word of the day. And walk on faith. Now, as he began to take his eyes off Christ and he began to look at the things that were around him, he began to slip. But it's go back and read that verse. He slipped off of what? What did he slip? He started to sink. He sank in the water because he slipped off of that word of faith. And he started looking around. Looking at what Russia and Ukraine was doing. Looking at what the government doing. Looking at what everybody talking about with these shortages and all of these death camps that they got. When you start looking off onto that stuff, you forget your center focus is Christ. And I said, I will continue to say there are beautiful things still left in this world to live for. And I'm a living example of that. And I kept my eye on the goal. If you don't keep your eye on the goal, you will do this. And then you will start to fear about what the world is going to do. All these plans that they got. Remember, it's coming a day where, behold, I make all things new anyway, and the former things will be passed away. While we're yet on this earth, we continue to walk on the word of faith when he says, come. Right? He says to come out of that boat. Come out of that situation that has you surrounded by other folks who will bring you down with their own fear. Every one of them sat on that boat, trembling like, oh my God, what is he doing? Because they were stuck in a natural mindset of impossibility. With man, it's impossible. With us, it's impossible. With him, it is possible. With your faith, if you speak to that mountain, it will move. You speak to your situation by the word, with the word, it will move. I don't know who this is for today, but I just heard on my spirit just to pop this open and do a quick video on it. Come out of the boat and walk on faith. Deuces.